Okay, I'm gonna try to make this video not too long, but I want to share something that I am doing today and something that I think is gonna be really, really cool. Today, Eddie, Keso, and I got together, and I was kind of explaining to them, we are kind of going through my idea of the traffic director. If you guys saw my video with Hot IPFS idea, which is gonna make 3 speaks in my opinion, a lot stronger. This is one of the key elements of that. So obviously, there's a whole lot more that should be on the screen, but that's for now. We're going to call that out of scope, and we're just going to focus on the traffic director API and how it does what it does, what it's supposed to do. So at any rate, the idea of the traffic director is really to give an extra step between a middleman, I guess, between an encoder, which are here represented by these little balls, and where the video is going to live at the end of the flow. Now, currently, what happens is after an encoder finishes the job, it uploads to the supernode. So let's pretend this guy's a supernode. We'll make it bigger because supernode is a supernode after all. So when it finishes the job, it just uploads to the supernode, and then it lives forever on the supernode. And although that's been working fine, the supernode tends to be a little slower just because it's such a big node. It has, I don't even know how many teras and teras, like 180 teras of video, something crazy like that. So in the idea of doing this is that we're going to basically leverage the permanence of the supernode with the speed of smaller nodes that will be able to provide the new videos for the first days, the first 7 days, to users a lot faster, because it doesn't have to go look into this gigantic repo that lives on the supernode. So when an encoder gets a job, after it's done encoding, it's going to ask my little REST API where it should upload the video. So it goes here and says, hey, where should I upload it? It responds with the hot node where you should upload the video, but not before checking to see if the hot node is healthy. So this is I put the hot node here, but this is let's pretend this is another hot node 2. So this is hot node 1, hot node 2. We can be as many as we need, and that's why I love this idea, because we can scale. And so it's always doing health checks to make sure that those nodes are active, they're enabled, they're good to go, and then it'll respond to the encoder where it needs to do the upload. Now, one of the things that one of the 2 things I need this to have, in my opinion, is kind of important. Is one of them is a rate limiting, so that we don't get attacked, DDoS attack kind of thing. If somebody starts to just request, because this is not an authorized API endpoint, meaning that anybody can request it. And of course, it's just information. You can't do anything but get information. But at the same time, somebody can be malicious and just flood it with requests. So rate limiting is a way to prevent that from happening. A good explanation is kind of when you get the password wrong in your phone and you do it over and over, eventually it locks you out. That's the same thing. So, and rate limiting, I think I have calculated by the minutes that it usually takes to encode a video, times per hour, which is 6 minutes, so 10 videos tops. So a node, one particular encoder node, should not be requesting more than 10 per hour. Should not be requesting more than 10 per hour. I'm a little under the weather. I don't know if you can hear it on my voice, so that's why also I'm not that sharp today. But I wanted to share this because I'm excited. But I even went double that. So let's say that somebody has an awesome encoder and they have an NVIDIA card and they can encode videos way faster. So even double that. So you can request up to 20 videos. And of course, this is modifiable. But at any rate, one of the important things that I wanted to do here is make this, first of all, really easy to deploy. And second of all, really easy to maintain. So I already did it. This is what I've been working on today. I'm running it right now, so I'll show you guys what I got. It's right here. And of course, this is already logged in to the admin. And the idea would be that here, anybody could, not anybody, but the 3Speak admins could come in and modify or add hot nodes. So let's say tomorrow, Tipfogs, gets himself a hot node because he wants to contribute. So owner Tipfox, I'm gonna call that the Orinoco. What is it that he always calls Orinoco? I think Tipfox, forgive me, I don't remember. Orinoco Hot IPFS Node. That's what we're calling it. Imagine that I know the IP address. I don't, but let's say it's five. Let's say it's 111. Obviously, this is not his IP address. It doesn't matter. And then Orinoco IPFS dot 3speak.tv. Let's say it's that, and I put comments. I go like I don't know, hosted on VH Cloud, yada 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 yada. Whatever information. This is obviously something for us, for administration, so that we know, oh, okay, this, who does this belong to? This one's down. We know who to contact if their supernode is down. And then we have a way to enable it, disable it from the round robin. So what is round robin? Because I've been saying that forever. Oh, look, unexpected token. Oh, that's because I didn't restart the session. I got to restart the session. Of course, an important thing that I didn't mention is this is authorized. Obviously, you don't want people just coming in here and adding whatever garbage. What's this again? Tipfox is the owner. Name Tipfox. Orinoco IPFS Super Hot Node. 1111. Tipfox, not 3speak, not 2. He likes pancakes. All right. So we save this. Now Tipfox is here. I can obviously enable it, disable it, and what have you. But the way that the round robin works is every time somebody does a request, it should give you a different answer. No, not every single time give you a different answer, but most of the time give you a different answer, and that's how we distribute the loads. So if wait, curl. Did I? Oh, that's because I put S. That's why. So if you guys see that, every time I request it, I'll show you guys on the other page in here in a second. It's going to go through the list of whatever is enabled. Right now I have the health checks disabled because obviously those nodes don't exist, so it would fail. But the idea would be that it does that too. So this way, it would be really easy for me, for Eddie, for Kesso, whoever is running admin, to see what are the healthy nodes that are currently operating, which are not. So right now this is obviously fake. It's saying they're all healthy, but in when it's actually in production, it would be checking. And that way we can also see if there's one node that's getting hit more than another, or if maybe there's a node that is very slow that day. I can imagine that Eddie's node, for some reason, Eddie is doing something crazy, and so I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to disable his node for now because all the videos that are going there are very slow and people are not happy. I can do that right from the screen. So anyways, I'm very excited about this. It's such a simple system. I think it's such a simple system, and this is just one of the components. But I think this is such a crucial component because the idea of building it like this is to give us a very scalable solution. It's almost like we are building our own CDN. And one of the things that we are discussing with Eddie, and obviously we have to come up with something, is how we can incentivize members of the community to also run their hot IPFS node. Specs wise, I don't know exactly what it needs to be. Depends on demand, I guess. But one of the things that it does need for sure is really fast internet connection with a public IP. Storage maybe depends on how we set it up. The next thing I'm gonna work on, the next design, maybe that's something I'll start tomorrow or the day after, because I got other stuff I got to do as well, is come up with the hot node service. So obviously it's going to be an IPFS daemon running there, a Kubo, but there has to be a service that responds to the health checks, make sure that check, okay, Kubo's up, everything's up, we're good to go, nothing's happening, and also does the migration of the video. So once it receives a video, it goes like, okay, let me pin that on the supernode as well, and keeps track of videos, and then after 7 days or what have you, and unpins and does garbage collections, to keep the hard drive fast and the repo small. So that's the next design. And then the other element that we're going to have to change, and it gets crazy, is we're going to have to update the code for the encoders, because the encoders now are going to have an extra step. They're going to have to request where they should upload. But we'll talk about that in some other video. At any rate, I'll say goodbye for now. I think this is pretty cool. This is pretty exciting. This is, of course, going under 3Speak, but under the umbrella of Mantequilla Soft. I want to remind people that are enjoying these things that we're building, enjoying what I'm doing, and if you want to help me out, help out a brother, and want to support my witness, I would be very grateful. And that's it for me. I guess I'll see you guys on another video.